I don't know what exactly has come over me, but these couple of weeks have been really hard getting up, and I feel that I have inflammation in my joints, in my hands, and my knees, and it's just really hard to wake up. And I think I'm going to get a full checkup and go to the doctor. I don't know if they're going to find out what's wrong with me, but I've been rather under the weather lately. And I'm not really sure why. I don't really eat bad foods, but I just have not been feeling well. Anyway, Joey was here, and he's not here now. Tomorrow will be Martin Luther King's birthday celebration. I believe it was 1982 when 81 or 82 when President Ronald Reagan signed that holiday. I think it was 82. When President Reagan signed that holiday and made it a national holiday. And it took a while for there to be a holiday recognized in certain states. Arizona, for example, took a while for that. And you wouldn't think of something like that today. But this was over 40 years ago, not too long over 40 years ago. And behaviors certainly have changed over time. But that is what it is. And let me look here on Twitter, see what is trending here on Twitter today. Dolly Parton, Dear Asthma. Let's see what is trending. Explore what are the articles that are trending on Twitter today. Dear Asthma, Trump, DeSantis.
By the way,
yes.
You are listening to an episode of Transparency and Merit. Brian, are you going through some awful news stories?
I was just going to take a look at what was trending on Twitter.
I just got a phone call from Crazy Doug. Crazy Doug just gave me a news report that he is back here in California after an unsuccessful run in Texas, where he amassed his third DUI, a felony in the state of Texas. So he's back in LA.
How is this man keeping afloat?
He is he started his own business, and he's a mover. He works hard. He probably is. And the guy could literally live on a can of garbanzo beans a day. This guy is a interesting character.
Yes, I think there are family members of mine he may be able to meet. But just yeah, I mean, you know what? It's tough when you have a friend that has, and I don't know if they're mental illness, but there certainly are, you know, they're problematic uh, people. And unfortunately, a lot of times there's just nothing you can do for them, and they'll just be problematic to you. So, on average, it's probably the best thing to do is to kind of keep them out of your life. Unfortunately, it's
Because of the way this week went, I thought he called me, and I usually avoid it. It was kind of an accidental, like, should I take it? And I hit the button, and he knew my mom very well, so it was nice to kind of talk for a minute on that. But as soon as I saw him kind of going into kind of deeper areas, I just said, "All right, man, goodbye." Now, here's a news story. Can gay cruises keep 5,500 people safe amid COVID? Brian, I think you should find out.
that's I don't know.
It's a gay and lesbian tour, by the way.
That is, you know,
They
I,
have a 5,500 person Caribbean cruise set to take off today.
mhm.
We'll see what comes back. It might be COVID AIDS.
that 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 might be something of that nature. But yeah, we're still dealing with this pandemic, and with regards to this pandemic, we tend to be talking at each other and not to each other. And that's the same thing with a lot of the social issues. We're talking at each other and we're not talking to one another. And better than that, we should be talking with each other and finding the best solutions, or even the best trade-offs that we may have to deal with. I mean, like I said, for example, I am dealing right now, like, it was hard for me to get up. My joints and stuff were stiff, and I was just not feeling it. I mean, my head was, and it wasn't anything cold or flu, but I just like, man, I was just dragging. Have you ever felt like that before, Joe? Like where you were just completely, where you're not sick, but you're just, it's hard for you to get up, and you're just drag. Your body and mind are not with you. Do you get those feelings?
It usually happens when I don't have much going on. If I have a whole slate, nothing will stop me usually, but it's the last thing on my mind is and being tired. So, did you have anything going on, or was it a lazy kind of day that you had to look forward to?
I always have plans that I'm going to accomplish stuff, and then I just get captured by the covers.
Well, what I mean was it a typical day or a day off of work?
It was a day off of work, but there are a few things that I've been procrastinating, and
Well,
I,
that's a combination then of things that you're not getting paid to do. If you don't do it, it's on you, and you accepted that burden of telling yourself, not you know, I'm gonna let my body dictate what I do today.
yeah,
I
and that's kind of what I did.
done it a million times, and that's the only thing I can really put to it, Brian. I could just say that on days when I'm busy and I have to be at work and I have to be somewhere with someone or to accomplish something, uh, yeah, those sort of things never happen. But it's those days off, man, killer.
They are a lot of times they are killer. Um, Now, are you familiar with the Joe Rogan podcast and the doctors who have
Oh, yeah.
basically signed a thing that says that he should be removed?
I mean, I know there are people who are, are sick of him taking the mainstream narrative on subjects. He used to not do that. It wasn't until he got the big money and signed on to his recent contract where he's just every kind of fringe topic, he's just gone with the mainstream narrative on it.
Well, not true, because I mean the mainstream narrative is primarily to get vaxxed, and I I actually believe in the vaccine. I mean, right now I believe in the vaccine. I do believe that the vaccine, as of now, saves lives, and it's very it's I think it's a good idea for most Americans to take it. I think that they would benefit from the taking of the vaccine. I believe that at the moment. I certainly could be changed on that, but Joe Rogan did not. Joe Rogan did not take the vaccine, and he got COVID, and he basically had I guess the kitchen sink thrown at him, and he did survive. But gentleman sent me an article about.
If you don't see that, Joe Rogan is nothing more than at this point he's just controlled opposition. If you don't see that, you're not looking hard enough, in my view.
You know what? I mean, you might. You know what? Again, that's a might be right. I don't see it that way, but
Do you see him as you don't see him as a mainstream talking head? He is as mainstream as there is right now. He is the mainstream, literally. And
what do
he is
you
opposition.
what is your opinion of Sam Harris?
I'm not familiar. I've heard the name. I don't know.
Well, Sam Harris is he's an atheist. He's an intellect,
Yeah,
and
he already lost me then.
okay.
I'm just, with the atheist thing. I just don't. Okay, that's a whole different thing. But anyways, go ahead. Go. What's
Well,
Sam?
he
Sam
he,
what?
he
Yeah.
believes he will not even bring people on
Mhm.
to discuss the people who are what he would claim are anti-vaxxers. He said this subject is too dire at the moment to even for him to even discuss the discuss anything kind of with the anti-vaxxers, because he says most of the cases that are coming out, most of the people that are seriously hospitalized are people that are not vaxxed with this new variant.
Huh. Uh, Absolutely opposite of what I'm told. I've not heard or seen anything to substantiate that. Um, every year we get a cold season that comes through, and whether you're in a classroom that gets decimated, or or you're trying to pull together people for a pickup game on Sunday, and everyone's sick. It's just, it's happened every year. Nobody I know has ever died from a flu. I know that older people, they're more at risk. Um,
I mean, again, well,
what
I'm
this
gonna
guy's
just
talking
disagree.
about? To me, this guy could tell you every truth in the book, but if he holds that narrative, he's full of shit, in my view.
Okay, that's
That's
not
that's
not something that I hold to be accurate, and uh, you know, uh, vaccines have been around for quite some time, and they have been effective, or at least medically proven to be rather effective. And
Or in your mind that they're effective?
in my mind, yes. In my mind, they have been proven to be. Both of you, Joe, both you and I, when we went to school, we were vaccinated against the measles. We were vaccinated against the mumps.
I have never lived during a measles or a mumps outbreak.
My father did.
And did he know anybody that passed from it?
No, but it was serious. It was a serious illness, and I didn't get the mumps. The mumps.
I've never seen anybody with mumps or measles. I'm just saying I
Well,
can only
that
say my experience.
it
Never.
was it was basically inoculated against.
Well, then you'd have to refer to a history that I do not believe, because his story is just that. So I get what you're saying. I just don't go to the history books as they are. I'm going a little deeper if I can, and I'm trying to learn from people, from experiences where I can learn more hands-on. But the fact is, I never lived in a time where any of the inoculations I was given, and I think I've had my mom kept pretty good record of all my vaccinations. I think I had 4. I had 2, and then I had 2 boosters, and those all came, I think, 1986 or 87 was the last one I had. Haven't had a single shot to do with like flu shots or anything like that. I haven't had any of that since.
Now, I'm assuming, have you had chicken pox, Joey?
I had chicken pox in around that time, like mid 80s.
Now, and I assume when you get to be 50, because they do recommend that you get a shingle shot. I'm assuming you're not going to get that.
I will not get that. You couldn't pay me enough. There isn't a dollar amount on the table or off the table that I would take.
That's where you and I respectfully disagree. As of now, I do believe in them, but it is I do believe that I think the best thing to do is have a choice. I believe in open and honest discussion.
Let me ask you, what creates shingles?
From my understanding, chickenpox. A roof. That's what creates shingles.
So the
Are
chicken.
you asking what creates Pringles? Potatoes.
I don't know. I'd like to ask anybody listening, what gives you shingles?
Now, Master of Rope is inviting me on a gay cruise.
Oh, there you go, man.
Well, you know what, and I'm gonna make a point of going to bed early, Joe. Is there anything else you want to say, or do you want to continue it? Well, I am going to go to bed early, or you might want to start your own show.
I think I may start up another one if I get motivated, but yeah, I'm how about, do you have any more news stories?
Well, let me check here, and Clint Eastwood was trending on Twitter. I don't know why, but let me see let me go back to explore. Dolly Parton, Dear Asthma. What needs to be said about asthma? Jim Acosta he was trending. Jim Acosta labels Trump the Lord of the lies. Says that Trump and his allies in Congress and conservative media are drowning his swamp of lies. But the cure of all of this, the cure all is the truth. So, and this guy says, "Good morning to everyone who kicked much ass defending democracy this weekend." As CNN's Jim Acosta, and that was Grant Stern. Get boosted. Oh my God, I don't know, Joey. a lot of silliness out there, and at the time, I'm just kind of tired. And
Then let's call it. You know what? It's no big deal. We're at 20 minutes, and Transparency and Merit has slowed down to a steady sleep. And
you know,
everybody, I want everybody to have a good night's rest.
yeah, get a good night's rest. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I actually was listening to Michael Wood's podcast, and it was he's a very interesting person. And since I mean, he was on the one side, he used to be with the Young Turks, and now he kind of sees through those guys, and no longer. I'd actually like to see him on Joe and I's favorite show. I'm going to joke and say Tim Pool, but Joe does not like Tim Pool, and I think
Full sucks.
I think we need to at one point go into my favorite YouTubers, and Joe can show me his favorite YouTubers, and we can discuss, because we certainly do not agree on influencers, and it's kind of interesting to see who Joe likes and who I like. It's a very it's a very different musical mix there. So again, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I will give you more details on what exactly I'm going to do with my extra tired. Anyway, again, like, subscribe, visit our Rumble page. I haven't been able to get all my videos on Rumble from YouTube. I don't know why. I got to ask that. Thank you for listening.